Okay, let's continue the discussion of homework 4 for microeconomics. This is question 6 to question 10. Question 6. Which scenario is most likely to increase consumer surplus in the market for cotton t-shirts? Cotton t-shirts. Let's look at our picture. A. Weather provides a bountiful cotton harvest. So the supply of the input increase, then the supply of this t-shirt can increase as well. Goes like this, and then the equilibrium price comes down, equilibrium quantity goes up, and we may have something like this, right? A higher consumer surplus. Compare this brown one with the green one. Two triangles, which one is bigger? Okay, B. Consumer incomes fall and cotton t-shirts are normal goods. So actually, let me put the things back to where they were. Consumer incomes fall, then for normal good, the demand decrease. For lower demand, where is the new consumer surplus? More like this. I can make it go lower, and then I send this one, the bigger triangle now, right to the back. You can obviously see the blue triangle is less than the green triangle. Of course, we wanted the one that increased the triangle area. Okay. Now look at C. The price of polyester t-shirts falls. Now that one is an interesting one. It actually requires a little bit of reasoning. The two different kinds of t-shirts made of different materials, they are substitutes. The price of the substitutes falls, then the demand for this good should do what? Decrease. Okay. Again, it's a decreasing demand situation for the cotton t-shirts. And that will make a very nice exam question. We can do what? We can ask about, rather than to say a bountiful harvest, right? We say the harvest is not good. Some weather damage to the cotton crop, but the price of polyester t-shirts increases. Okay, that will kind of switch the answer nicely. Alright, D. The price of industrial sewing machines used to produce garments increase. The industrial sewing machines, again, they are kind of the capital goods for producing the cotton t-shirts. So they become more expensive, means what? The supply also shifted back for the cotton t-shirts, and we have higher equilibrium price and lower equilibrium quantity, and very likely smaller area for consumer surplus. Okay, now we've done the analysis, we know which one is the right answer. Okay, go back to this homework. Let's look at question 7. In this figure, the market for hamburgers shows the weekly market for hamburgers in, again, I would like to ask you to pay attention to this weekly. Okay, that's a complete statement about demand and the supply. It's during a period of time. Anyway, in Irvine, Kentucky, I know Irvine, California, if 400 hamburgers are sold, 400 is exactly this equilibrium quantity. Okay, 400. If 400 hamburgers are sold, producer surplus will equal to, right? Where is the equilibrium price, $1.50. And the producer surplus, we are talking about this area here. To the equilibrium quantity, go back to the zero quantity. This right triangle, okay, the red triangle. Its height, we now kind of look down for the height. It doesn't allow me to do that. I can only move it to here. Okay, this is the height we're talking about. Let's say from 1.5 to what, 50 cents. Okay, this distance is the height, and that is what, actually just $1, $1.50 to this 50 cents. That's just $1. That's the height, and the base is this 400. So how do we do the calculation? Again, it is base times the height divided by 2. Divided by 2. Okay? And that is what? Base is 400 times the height. I have said it's $1. It's 1.5 minus 0.5. Put the 0 here. Okay? And then divided by 2. You can do the calculation. It should be fairly straightforward. That's question 7. And let's look at question 8. Now I need to adjust it a little bit. Alright, we have everything. So look at the figure producer surplus. When the price rises from $25 to $35, so 25 this level to 35 this level, okay? Producer surplus, what kind of change? Increase or decrease? For total producer surplus of how much? So basically after it rises to $35, right? What's the total? What's the total? Now look at this picture. You no longer have a well-defined triangle, but this is what we call a step function, right? Each quantity corresponding to a certain price and a certain producer surplus. Here, right, at the first quantity, the first unit, the market price is 15. We always assume that's the market price. At a different level, that's the market price. And the supplier only provide like 1 unit that can give him the producer surplus. It is this area. That area is what? It's 10, right? It's 1 unit, and then the height is 15 minus 5, it's 10. Okay, this is 10. And then the next step, right? If the market price go to 25, you have 2 units sold. We have an area like this on top of the first 10. In this one is actually 20 because it's the height is 25 minus 15 is 10, and then you have 2 units, 1 and 2. So this area is 2 times 10 is 20. This area is 30, right? 3 units, 35 minus 25, 30. So this whole thing is simply what? 10 plus 20 plus 30. Okay, that's the total producer surplus we're talking about. And when it rises from 25 to 35, so from 25 to 35, the increased producer surplus is this area, right? The answer is quite obvious. We've said how much is this area. Okay, let's look at question 9. Um, this is the figure. We can have slightly bigger. Alright, everything in here. Now look at a figure producer surplus 2 at a price of P1. Where's P1? Just mark it. Here's P1. Here's P1. And the producer surplus equals the area of what? The area of this thing. Start from here, the area above the supply curve and below the market price, P1. Right? This red triangle. The red triangle. It just gave me this block. Anyway, the red triangle area is what we are thinking about, and that is basically P1, 0, and a K, right? P1, 0, and a K. Okay, let's look at question 10. Let's see whether we can contain the whole picture. Yep, we are almost there. Very good. You can do a slightly better in terms of coverage of the picture. Okay, question 10. Look at a figure producer surplus 3. If the price of the good increases from $3 to $4. So let's see, $3 is here and $4 is here. I can actually make this one a different color, okay, from the green to the blue. Producer surplus will increase by how much? I will talk about a faster method here, because this is just 1 unit, right? It's sorry, $1 change in the price. So for 10 units, this area, let me try to, oh, kind of mess me up. I just want to highlight this area. This area is 10. Okay, it's 10, this 10 times 1. So, and this area is 10 times 1. Each block, this rectangle is an area of 1. And then finally we have a triangle. That's a tiny triangle here. This one obviously should be what? Half of 1. Half of 10. Half of 10, which is 5. So 10, 10, 10, 3 tens, and a 5. How much is that area, right? I will bring this back to here. Actually, let's mark what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this area. From here to here, back to here. Okay? This red thing is what I'm talking about. It's 10, 10, 10s, 3 blocks, and a half a block. Well, obviously, what you can do, if you do it by the formula, what is the at $3 to $4, right? The producer surplus will increase by how much, right? So at $4, the base will be 40, and then the height will be 4, and divided by 2. That's the first consumer surplus, and then minus this is the larger triangle, okay? The larger triangle, the whole thing. You can say, well, yeah, just to be very clear, this is the area of a larger triangle. Let me see. Here to here to here to here. and oh, I can change its color into a green one. Okay, this is the larger triangle. This one, and then the smaller triangle is what? At $3, you have what? You have 30 units, right? The 30 units here, 30 units talking about, and then it's 30 is the base times $3 is the height, and then divided by 2. Okay, you can do that calculation. It's basically what? You have 4 times 40, 160 divided by 2 is 80. And then you have 3 times 30, right? That's 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45. And that give you the same answer. Obviously, the second triangle I'm talking about, the smaller one. I will do it. It won't let me do it nicely, so I will try to color it, make it blue. Okay, this smaller triangle is kind of here, right? Obviously I need to kind of put it down a little bit. That's the second part of this difference, right? The first one is the bigger green triangle, the second one is the smaller blue triangle, and the difference is this right trapezoid, the red one. Let me kind of move this away. The trapezoid we've been talking about from the start. So that is question 6 to question 10 for homework 4.